Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Joy and I'm a fourth year medical student in Cuba. Today's video is going to be about a day in my life as a medical student so you can see what my experience is like, as well as to be able to answer some of your questions some of you may have about what it's like to study in Cuba. I used to post stories on my Instagram about my experiences, my daily life, and many people asked me questions often about what it's like to study in Cuba. So hopefully from what I can show you today, you can see a little bit of what it's like. I'm on my second semester as a fourth year student, and right now I'm rotating through obstetrics and gynecology. I make my way to the pediatrics and maternity hospital, which is where I'll have my first and only class of the day at 8 o'clock. Today is Wednesday, so after class, I'll go to the general hospital right opposite this hospital for Estudiante. But I'll explain all that and more later in this video.
Okay, so we're about to start class. We have obstetrics today, and then after we're going to go to Extranjera.
What is Estudiante?
It is basically where you choose a specialty that you're interested in and you get to shadow a specialist.
Okay. We just left the hospital, we just left class. We left the pediatric / maternity hospital and now we're going to...
The vehicle is going to bounce up a little bit more.
We are going to Estudiante. We live in Abai. This is the hospital. And we're going to Julio Trigo. With this girl. What is your Estudiante?
Endocrinology.
We're walking back from Estudiante and we're going to the school for lunch. We're going to Julio Trigo. So I'm here with my Estudiante partner, just so you guys can see how close the two hospitals are. This is where we are. Now we are walking to the faculty. This is the faculty.
So right now we're in the faculty of Julio Trigo.
We're entering the faculty, and the faculty is where our cafeteria is. So we are going to the cafeteria.
Wait. Cafeteria.
We're going to the cafeteria right now. Let me take off this mask. I don't need it anymore. The cafeteria opens in a while.
Around 11:30.
Hey guys, I just got home. It is about 1:30 p.m. and this is just a quick stop at home to change, to relax, because I have to go back to the hospital at 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. So basically tonight I have guardia, and guardia is the translation in Spanish for being on call. So tonight I am on call from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. and it's basically for us as students, the fourth year students, to learn. We get to observe anything. Tonight I'll be in the labor room, so we'll get to witness the birth of babies and all of that, everything to do with that process. And if there's nothing going on tonight, if not many people are giving birth, or if there are no patients, maybe the doctor will let us leave early and I will be back before 10. But the rule is it's supposed to be 4 to 10. So let's see what happens tonight. I'm getting ready to leave home. I just ironed my scrubs here and I folded it. I changed my hairstyle to a low bun because I do have to cover my head with a scrub cap. It was a pretty calm night and we only had 2 patients, but none of them gave birth in time for us to see. So we took the time to study and we left at about 8:30 p.m.
She played it with you, I wanted to take
I She's the one not afraid of elevators, you know. I'm recording you crying.
I'm not crying.
You will though.
Oh my god, don't make joke like that. No one press the button.
You're a fed up with
I'm going to try to answer some of your questions that have been asked about Cuba. The first question is, how long does it take to become a doctor in Cuba? In Cuba, it takes 7 years as a foreigner to become a doctor, and it's broken down into your first year, which is pre-med. In pre-med, you take 6 months to learn Spanish and another 6 months for pre-medical sciences. After pre-med, there's first and second year, which are your basic science years, where you learn basic sciences like anatomy, physiology, microbiology, and all of those stuff. After your basic science years, you go on to third, fourth, and fifth year, which are your clinical years. There you go to the hospitals and you do different rotations, and you also have class, but now you get a chance to be in the hospital and to learn practically. In sixth year, or your internship year, it's where you go through all the rotations again, and it's your last year. You are treated as a doctor, and you basically get to treat patients and see patients, you know. So that's what it's like. That's what it takes 7 years. It seems long, but it goes by pretty quickly. That's what they say. The next question is, you said that before you were in one school and now you're in another. Did you switch? No, I did not switch. I used to be at a school called ILAM, Escuela Latinoamericana de Medicina. But the way my program is designed, and there are many types of students who study in Cuba. In my scholarship program in particular, you spend 3 years at ILAM. And after ILAM, we go through a process called decentralization, where you are moved to another school or another province so you can do the rest of your 4 years or the rest of your time in Cuba. So I was at ILAM and I moved to another school in Havana. Originally, it was supposed to be another province, but because of the pandemic, we were moved to another school in Havana. So I'm at another school and another hospital. The next question is, how is the quality of education? Now, I would have to make another video to go in depth about those things. But what I can say in general is that from the get-go, from the beginning, from first year, what's different from other countries is that in Cuba, you get to see patients, you get to touch them. So it's not just you sit down in class, but you actually get to go out to polyclinics and do different things compared to other countries where your first few years are just class, 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 you learn the basic sciences, and then you go to your clinicals. Also, another advantage of studying Cuba is that you really get to rub shoulders and meet really amazing doctors, amazing specialists in formal and informal settings. So you get that experience. I'm going to answer one more question. And the last question is, I heard that Cuba's economy is really bad right now and life is really hard. Is that just a rumor or should I consider it before deciding to come to Cuba? Unfortunately, that is not just a rumor. It is true. Cuba's economy has taken a hard hit, especially since the pandemic, and things are very difficult right now. However, I think it should be considered when coming to Cuba. It is a factor to be considered. But us as students, we just continue, we study, we do what we have to do. It gets hard sometimes. You cry sometimes, but you do what you have to do because we know we came here to study. We came here before the pandemic, and we know that the pandemic did a lot to cause things to be the way it is right now. Well, we push forward and we study because it's an opportunity to be here. It's an opportunity to get this scholarship, and you come out a better person for it at the end. So I would like to go more in depth and explain more things to you guys about what it's like to actually live in Cuba, in a country that has been hit so hard economically, the nitty-gritties of how to get a scholarship or how to study if you want to pay to study in Cuba, but I would have to make another video. For now, this is where I will stop because I don't want this video to be too long. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have an amazing day and keep shining.